Love as leadership, the culture shift that changes everything. The moment we realize culture is everything. It was seemingly an ordinary day. I walked into a facility that looked at first glance like it was running smoothly. Machines hummed, processes appeared to be in place, and people moved about their tasks. But something was missing, an energy, a connection. The air was thick, not with productivity, but with apathy. Then I overheard a snippet of conversation that stopped me cold. One team member said to another, "It doesn't really matter what we do here. No one notices anyway." That statement landed like a stone in my chest. It wasn't just about low morale. It was a symptom of a culture that had lost its way, a team that had been severed from its purpose. This wasn't the first time I'd encountered this. I've seen it in different forms across industries and organizations. A slow erosion of trust, focus, and meaning. And every time, I'm reminded of something my father once told me. When you walk into a room, leave it better than you found it. That wisdom has guided me in my life and my work because it distills a truth we often forget. Transformation begins with us. It begins when we care enough to rebuild the bridges between people, purpose, and performance. What I've learned through decades of experience is this. We can fix processes, implement strategies, and hit every key metric. But if we fail to address the heart of the matter, our culture, none of it will last. Culture is the invisible thread that connects every action, every decision, every interaction. And at the heart of culture is one profound, transformative force: love. Love may sound radical in the context of business or leadership, but it's exactly what we need to counteract the division, fear, and disconnection that plagues so many organizations. Love isn't soft, it's bold, intentional, and resilient. It challenges us to lead with empathy, to align with purpose, and to build environments where people don't just work, they thrive. And so, today, I'm not here to talk about fixing broken systems or tweaking performance metrics. I'm here to talk about how we reclaim what truly matters, how we lead with love to create cultures that empower, inspire, and transform, not just for today, but for generations to come. The silent crisis of disconnection. Let's talk about the silent crisis facing organizations today: disconnection. On the surface, many workplaces seem fine. The numbers look good, the systems seem to function. But beneath it all, there's a void. Teams feel isolated, innovation stagnates, and trust erodes. Disconnection doesn't always announce itself. It creeps in quietly, manifesting as disengagement, high turnover, or simply a lack of joy. And here's the hard truth: disconnection kills culture. It stifles the creativity, collaboration, and resilience that organizations need to thrive. But there's hope, because while disconnection is a crisis, it's also an opportunity, an invitation to rebuild our cultures on a foundation of trust, purpose, and yes, love. Culture is a journey, not a destination. Culture isn't static, it's alive. It evolves every day through the choices we make, the values we embody, and the stories we tell. It's not something you set and forget. It's a journey, one that requires intention, care, and a willingness to grow. Imagine cultures as a garden. Without attention, it becomes overrun with weeds, division, fear, apathy. But when we nurture it, when we align our values with our actions and foster connection, it blooms. And just like a garden, culture doesn't thrive by accident. It takes work. The journey to transform culture begins with small, deliberate steps. It's not about grand gestures. It's about consistency. Every interaction, every decision is an opportunity to reinforce the culture we want to create. Why love is the missing ingredient. So, why love? Because love is the antidote to fear, the bridge between disconnection and connection. Love in leadership means valuing people not just for what they produce, but for who they are. It means fostering environments where trust is built, where vulnerability is welcomed, and where accountability is rooted in care, not control. Love isn't weak, it's courageous. It requires us to ask hard questions. Are we creating a culture where people feel safe to speak up? Are we leading in ways that build trust and inspire growth? And perhaps the hardest question of all, are we leading with love or are we leading with fear? Fear versus love, the daily choice. Every culture operates on a spectrum between fear and love. Fear-based cultures rely on control, blame, and compliance. They might achieve short-term results, but they suffocate innovation and collaboration. Love-based cultures, on the other hand, thrive on trust, creativity, and resilience. They create environments where people feel empowered to take risks and supported when they stumble. The choice between fear and love isn't a one-time decision. It's a daily practice. It's the way we show up, the way we listen, the way we lead. Tools for cultural transformation. Now let's get practical. Transforming culture isn't about abstract ideas, it's about actionable steps. Here are 4 tools to start building a love-driven culture. Number 1, build trust through vulnerability. Be open, be honest, and model the behaviors you want to see. Trust starts at the top. 2, create anchor points. Use rituals and frameworks like regular check-ins and transparent goals to keep teams aligned. 3, balance metrics with meaning. Track performance, but don't lose sight of purpose. Metrics should reflect impact, not just output. Remember, it's about what the work means to the people who are on your team. Number 4, celebrate progress. Recognize the small wins. They create the momentum needed for big transformations. Resilience through self-actualization. At its core, cultural transformation is about helping people become the best versions of themselves. When individuals feel valued, fulfilled, and empowered, they bring their full potential to the table. Resilience isn't about avoiding challenges, it's about learning and growing through them. When we prioritize self-actualization, we create cultures where people don't just survive, they thrive. And to conclude, leading with love is building a legacy. At the end of the day, culture is about legacy. It's about the impact we leave behind, not just on organizations, but on the people who make them what they are. When we lead with love, we don't just transform cultures, we transform lives. We create workplaces where people feel seen, valued, and connected to something greater than themselves. So I'll leave you with this challenge. The next time you face a decision, big or small, ask yourself, am I choosing fear or am I choosing love? Because the future of your organization and our shared humanity depends on the choice we make.